Hi babies, how are you? It's your bitch Hazel. As you can see in the title, surviving as an escort or the shit I had to do to maintain. It's gonna be either one of those. I don't know yet. Y'all know. Some of the things I had to do, I know you guys hear me say the word thug it out quite a bit. And like what I mean by that is sometimes I had to do shit that was way below my standards. Didn't want to do, but I was stuck in a position where I had no choice. It's like, bitch, either you're going to do it or you're going to face the consequences. Like, no. And I'm sure a lot of girls can relate, but I have no problem expressing my stories to you guys and letting you guys know the real tea and what it is. Because I know only thing a lot of people hear is the glitz and the glams of escorting. And they're like, oh shit, I can do it. Like, this in this business, you have to be, for one, you got to have a lot of self-confidence. A lot of self-confidence. Like, bitch, you got to be a bold bitch. You got to be strong-minded. You cannot be weak. You cannot let down your guard. You have to stay afloat, stay very strong, because you will get a lot of tests and tribulations from the clients. They will try you. There's a lot of sick, weird people out here and trolling people. There is some of those. There is some gentlemen. There's a lot of gentlemen in this business, but men can be very conniving, really manipulating, very manipulating. And I didn't even know that before I started escorting. I did not know that. I learned all this from this business. So when I first started, and I haven't been doing it like that long, but when I really first got into it, I learned a lot. Like going to a person's house, doing an out call to them, and next thing you know, hey sweetie, I'm 2 minutes away. They ain't answering the phone. So I'm texting them, no response back. Your motherfucking ass done drove 30 minutes away for that to, for them to fuck you over like that. So like, yeah, it's some fuck shit that be going on. I didn't lower half of my price to make ends meet. It was times where like my phone bill was due, bitch. And this is what I was telling the girls: do not back yourself in a corner. Meaning, just say if you go for the next couple days or the next 2 days, you just going in, bitch, you made $1,000. You're like, oh shit, I can pay some bills, I can shop. You do your due diligence. You slow up on escorting. Like, you're getting calls and text messages like, oh shit, I ain't available right now, bitch. I'm good because you got that coin. Like, you ain't pressed, or you ain't desperate to get a client because you got some coin. But next thing you know, you're not taking it as serious and being a hard working bitch like you supposed to. The next day come, it gets slow as hell for you because every day is different. If business is booming this day, that don't mean that it's gonna be booming the next day. You gotta kind of move around when it comes to that, based on where you live at. Anyway, it's different. But here, where I live at, it can get really, really, really slow. So you gotta move around. You really do. So like, the next day come, business is really slow for you. You done spent your last the night before. Bitch, you might have $5 left in your pocket, or you may have none. Bitch, you won't even have no money to get nothing to eat. You can't go wash clothes, bitch. You can't even drive too far in your car because you got no gas. It's 9 o'clock at night, bitch. You done waited all day. No clients hit you up. Even the ones that hit you up, they was trolling. They wasn't serious enough to come through. You was so desperate, you didn't lower your price $20. If your price $80 a half hour and they offer $60, you'd be like, yeah, come on. But then you do that, them hoes don't show up. And then another one come through and just say, be like, well, I only got 90. And you be like, well, shit, come on, yeah, I can take that. You know, it's better than nothing. And then he curve you. And then next thing you know, everyone not being as serious. You do have those. You really do have those that you will lower your motherfucking price for them, and they still won't even show up. Let alone come to you with the price that you already offer. So now you losing it, bitch. You really stressed. You really depressed that day because the niggas fucking around. You ain't get no serious clients to come through yet. You ain't made not one coin. So bitch, you gotta do what the fuck you gotta do, ho. So this happened to me, and it's happened to me a few times, not one or twice. It happened to me a few times. I have like a piggy bank, right, that I had like change that I collected over the months and stuff like that. So bitch, even me being a pretty ass bad bitch that I am, bitch, you know, like I smoke cigarettes, right? So bitch, I remember I went to the store, ho, and bitch, I just started pouring out change. It's 700, 800 pennies is a pack of cigarettes. Bitch, I had to do that. And not to mention the food, because I had all the quarters and stuff I saved so I can go to Kroger's, go to Walmart, and buy a meal to cook for the day. Because me, I don't grocery shop. It's always been this way since I've been an adult. I always grocery shop by the day. I never just buy it throughout the whole month. There was times that I did have food for like, you know, a little minute, but I'd be buying food by the day. So bitch, I had to go to Walmart, and it's embarrassing. It is. But in those situations, you cannot give a fuck if you in that situation. Bitch, I done went to Walmart with all quarters, dimes, and nickels. Food come up to $17. All change, bitch. And you know the customer, what they call them, the cashier, they pissed. They don't want to count all this change. The people behind you, they get in the attitude. Like, yeah, I had to do a lot of shit, ho. Like today, bitch, I was taking out the trash, right? And trash is due tomorrow. Like, the trash people come pick it up. So I'm like, bitch, I'm not finna take this trash back in the house. These trash bins is full. I'm like, come on, bitch, you gotta come up with something, ho. Bitch, I drove around the block, ho, and I found an apartment complex. Bitch, and I dumped that motherfucking trash in there. Yes, I did. I put it in my car, ho, and I drove over there, and I dumped it in there. It was like, either you're gonna do that, or bitch, or what? You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, because like the trash, it was over full to the point where like it was over the bag, so I had to take out the whole trash can. So it was like, bitch, either you're gonna take it back and let it just sit in the house all night, or you're gonna do your due deals and get rid of it. And it's the same with me. I'm not finna go hungry. I'm not finna crave no cigarette. I'm not finna go through any of that. And, you know, I'm not finna suffer those consequences and let pride get in the way. Sometimes you gotta lower your pride. Because I have been in those situations where I'm had to take all this change to the store. And it's like all the fine ass men be around too when you doing that type of shit. And then I know they be looking like, you don't even look like you need to be doing that. At those times I did, because I was too careless to save my coin and not be up on it day by day. So, bitch, make sure you eating it up every motherfucking day, even if you got $1,000 in your bank account, in your purse, in your house put up somewhere. It don't matter, bitch. Keep doing your shit every day, because when times get hard, it's like the end of the world. Bitch, if you call somebody and ask them for help, they not gonna help you. They not gonna help you. It can be your first time asking that family member for help. and they gonna pay you dust and look at you like you done did something wrong, or act like you done did something wrong, give you attitudes and everything. So it's really, really fucking important for us to be on our shit daily, for real. You do not want to get to that point, bitch, where you gotta, like, push come to shove, you got no choice, ho. Because I had to do it several of times, and I hated it every time, and I was so mad at myself. I'm like, bitch, how did you get to this point? You just had $700 2 days ago, and now it's to the point you scraping up pennies and shit to get something to eat. And I'm not the only bitch that can tell that story. There's others, but people don't want to talk about that stuff. It's embarrassing. Especially they think like transgenders is just so like, like we just have it all the time, and that's not the case. That's not true. So, am I doing better? I'm working on it. I don't want to be in those situations, bitch. Shit, you going shopping, you done bought you $100 pair of shoes, got your hair done, nails and shit, and the next day, ho, you scraping at the bottom of the piggy bank, ho. To get your ass some motherfucking McDonald's or something to eat. Bitch, it was times where I had to do an out call, ho, and the date, cause I charged for a deposit, right? But if push come to shove, bitch, like the day he didn't have Cashapp or Zelle or PayPal, or so he acted like he didn't, and he was like, I promise I got you. I ain't gonna fuck you over. I ain't one of those bitch ass niggas that's gonna block you or change my mind at the last minute. So I had one of those types before, and I'm like, damn, I don't have no gas to get to. And mind you, this person did not stay in the same city. They stayed 45 minutes away. So this was at nighttime. One time I had no money, no food, no nothing. I'm like, bitch, what is you gonna do? Your tank is on E, and you gotta drive 45 minutes away, about a good 27 miles away. Bitch, I had to go to that piggy bank, ho. I had to go to that piggy bank, but sometimes that piggy bank run out, because I have had that happen too. And I went to that man too. I grabbed about $7 worth of piggy bank money, and bitch, I went 45 minutes away, taking a big fucking chance, knowing $7 is barely enough to get there. So bitch, once I get there, I gotta do my due deals, because I won't be able to get back. So I didn't took chances like that. But thank God that they was serious, and I did collect my coin and got like, that 120 or whatever. And bitch, I was able to buy my food for that day or whatever. Period. So yes, do your thing, because when you hit rock bottom, I promise you it's not a good feeling. It is not, bitch. It's gonna feel like you could be the baddest bitch in the motherfucking world the day before. If you hit rock bottom, you're gonna be feeling like a crackhead ass bitch. But I would rather do this business any day to do a 9-to-5 job, because I feel like that is slave work, and I still attest to that. If you do it, that's totally fine with you. A 9-to-5 just couldn't do it for me. Waiting every 2 weeks or a week for a paycheck that's $300 or $400. If you want to do a 2-week, it may be $600-700 for a little full-time minimum wage check. Not even that if them hoes taking taxes. So see, what I used to do was, because them hoes used to try to take all them taxes out when I used to work them jobs. Bitch, I set them exemptions so motherfucking high, them hoes will barely take a tax out. Bitch, I want my extra $150, $200 on my motherfucking paycheck. It is a story that goes back a couple years ago, and I've been beating around the bush of telling you guys because it's so traumatic, yes, stressful, depressing. Talking about thugging it out, bitch, and hitting rock bottom. Baby, nothing is compared to 4 years ago. But if you do get in that situation, just know that it's not the end of the world. Just pick your head up and bitch do your shit the next motherfucking day, and take it slowly by client. If it's getting a little slow that week or them couple of days, bitch, when you do get a few bucks to travel, it don't even have to be out of state. To drive to another city, another city, to eat it up, that's what you're gonna have to do. Times get hard, travel your ass to that next city, ho. Cause bitch, I didn't travel places many a motherfucking times with just enough money, like, to pay for one night at a room. Bitch, I done been to the Red Roof Inn several motherfucking times. I only had about a little over $100, like 120 to my name, and I would drive a couple hours away, go to the Red Roof Inn, right under $100. I got the gas taken care of, I got the room taken care of, and I got a little bit to get something to eat. And I was never worried because I knew I eat it up every time wherever I go. So I'm not worried from there. But I didn't took those chances of traveling with $100 and spending that on a room. Level up. So sometimes you do have to make sacrifices for the better. Cause bitch, let me tell you, and this is a recent story. Last week I had traveled. Yeah, it was last week, I believe. I had a little over $100 at that time. A couple hours away. And got a motherfucking room. Spent my last on that room for that night. Because every time I would travel, I would always get to the rooms at like 8, 9 p.m. Checkout is at 11. So I done took a big motherfucking risk going there and pay for that room with no money to get back if anything went wrong, no nothing. And I would rely on my faith so much that I will eat it up, taking a big fucking chance. And I walked out that bitch with $800. So I did my due diligence, and this was a week ago. So traveling, a week ago I traveled 2 hours away with $100, and I came back with $800, and then I ate it up that day too, and I had well over 1,000. So sometimes you got to make sacrifices as an escort. Do not back yourself up in a corner and hit rock bottom, because I promise you it will not be the best feeling. It will not be a good feeling at all. You're going to feel so hopeless. Not to mention, we have to keep, as trans women too, we got to keep up our appearance. As escorts, we got to keep up our appearance. You know, make sure your hair is done, buying new hair, new lingerie. We got to transition and keep up with. So if we're going to do this shit, we got to go full-fledged. And that's on period, bitch. I love you, hoes. Keep your motherfucking head up, bitch. Do your big one. Do not hit rock motherfucking bottom. And success and abundance will come to you. Period. I love you.